لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك والنعمة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. I am Rashida Abubakar welcoming you to another edition of the program As You Answer the Call. In December 2023, the National HAJJ Commission of Nigeria NAHCON reviewed the operational guidelines for accommodation. This was part of efforts to improve on the provision of this service to Nigerian pilgrims during the Hajj. Added to this, the Commission also embarked on awareness creation on how pilgrims can take advantage of the facilities provided in their apartments. The idea is to serve Nigerian pilgrims in line with global best practices in Hajj management. In our next segment, Spotlight, we shall highlight the key issues on NAHCON's accommodation policy for the 2024 Hajj. Also on the program, we have Making the Hajj and NAHCON News Diary, which highlight the activities of NAHCON and other stakeholders in the Hajj industry. And on the quiz, a winner has emerged. Details will be announced in the course of the program. Stay tuned for these and more. Don't go away.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The program kicks off with the News Diary. Keep watching.
The National HAJJ Commission of Nigeria NAHCON says intending pilgrims that registered for the 2024 Hajj through the Hajj Savings Scheme are exempted from paying the additional 1.9 million naira Hajj fare. NAHCON Head of Public Affairs Hajia Fatima Sanda Usara stated this in an interview on Wednesday this week. She said the beneficiaries enjoy the profits accruing from investment made with their deposits in Jaiz Bank, which provides the platform for the Hajj Savings Scheme.
You know, those on Hajj Savings Scheme make their deposit in Jaiz Bank, and their monies, their fare is being invested in halal investment transactions. Now, the sharing formula is 40% to the pilgrim, 30% to Jaiz Bank, and 30% commission to National Hajj Commission and the Pilgrims Board. Now, coupled with their own profit, NAHCON made a way of for them to benefit from its own share of the profit as well, by subsidizing it using its own share of the profit, and that was why the money was balanced for them. They didn't need to pay any other additional money to it.
Meanwhile, with the Ramadan entering its last 10 days, NAHCON has intervened to ensure smooth issuance of Umrah visas to Nigerians.
From the very start, the Commission sent its liaison officer to the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah in Saudi Arabia to address the matter. He has been there thrice, and they've been given assurance that whatever is necessary they can do. The chairman on his part here in Nigeria visited the ambassador to Saudi Arabia, and he also gave him the assurance that Nigeria is a partner that they don't joke with. So whatever it is that they can do, possibly do in the matter of the visa, they will do so.
The visa challenge faced by Nigerians wishing to perform the Umrah stems from the following reasons: high demand for the visa during Ramadan, Saudi policy which allows those with visa to stay in the kingdom for 90 days, and Nigeria exhausting her allocated quota for Umrah.
A Nigerian's quota for the Umrah season now became blocked because there are no longer vacancies. Had it been, it were like in the past 1 month, you go there, you spend 1 month, you come back, there'll be vacancy. But now it's 90 days and they remain there. And unless there's vacancy in Nigeria's quota, they cannot issue new visas to other Nigerians. There has to be a vacancy. So far, there have been few vacancies, like some dropping, 20, 35, and so on. That's because of those that exit the kingdom at that time. So the vacancy now will be issued, the visa will be issued to those awaiting that have applied. So unless there is vacancy in Nigeria's quota, new visas cannot be issued to Nigerians for the Umrah.
Hajia Usara said NAHCON will continue its work with relevant stakeholders to ensure that Nigerian pilgrims undertake the Hajj and Umrah without hitches. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ododo has commended the State Hajj Commission for being the first state to effect full contribution to the Hajj savings scheme. Special Advisor to the Governor on Media, Ismail Isa, said the Governor made the commendation after the state government made up the balance of the recent increase on the 2024 Hajj fares announced by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. Those who benefited from the subsidy payments are Kogi State intending pilgrims that have contributed 100% to the Hajj savings scheme. With this development, no single pilgrim out of the over 460 from Kogi State will pay the additional 1.9 million naira. Governor Ododo said his administration will continue to partner with the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, to ease the burden of pilgrims from Kogi State through the contributory Hajj savings scheme. Ahead of the 2024 Hajj airlift, Bauchi State Governor Abdulkadir Bala Mohammed has approved the rehabilitation of Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa International Airport in Bauchi. Permanent Secretary in the State Ministry of Works, Hamisu Garba, stated this after inspecting facilities at the airport. He said the upgrade of the facilities is to ensure standard in line with the guidelines of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. The Permanent Secretary said the facilities include X-ray screening machines, air conditioners, water system, and other structures at the airport. He assured that the 2024 Hajj operation will be conducted at the Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Airport successfully.
Alhamdulillah, you are still watching As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation that keeps you abreast of the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, and other Hajj-related matters. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, and State Pilgrims Welfare Boards are focused on providing pilgrims with comfortable accommodation during the Hajj exercise. How the Hajj managers are carrying out this task is the focus of our next segment, Spotlight. Stay with us.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك.
Securing befitting accommodation for Nigerian pilgrims has always been an important factor in Hajj management. Doing so is to ensure the comfort, satisfaction, and convenience of the pilgrims during the Hajj exercise. This explains why the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, and State Pilgrims Welfare Boards are leaving nothing to chance in providing pilgrims with decent accommodation. And so, as part of preparations for the 2024 Hajj, NAHCON Chairman Malam Jalal Ahmed Arabi set up a committee to review accommodation operational guidelines for pilgrims' accommodation. Coordinator of Hajj 7 Scheme, Dr. Aliu Tanko, chaired the review committee and has submitted its reports.
We said to abolish benchmarking of accommodation price in Mecca and Medina in order to allow market forces to determine the cost. 2, deal directly with owners of accommodation, in particular, to reduce cost of agency. 3, reduce the number of days spent in Medina to 5. That will also bring down the cost.
NAHCON chairman said the review of the operational guidelines is to enable the Commission serve Nigerian pilgrims in line with global best practices in Hajj management.
What is constant in life is change. So the more you reflect and look at yourself, the more you think differently, and the more you become innovative in the way you do your things. And of course, it's been said that if you do and repeat and you still get the same results, it behoves on you to try another way to see whether the results will be different.
With the recommendation of the committee expected to come into effect during the 2024 Hajj, NAHCON is also making effort to create awareness among pilgrims on how to take advantage of the accommodation secured for them. As soon as pilgrims arrive at the hotels, they will be received by members of NAHCON Accommodation Committee and then proceed to allocate apartments to them. They will, however, be required to comply with the guidelines of the Accommodation Committee.
Yes, basically what we expect from our intending pilgrims is their cooperation. That is majorly number one factor. We want their cooperation. We want the cooperation of state officials because we cannot do it alone. And most importantly, too, we want the various state pilgrims board and agencies to help us in this regard. Number one, right from Nigeria, for them to take the pilgrims through, some basic practicals on the use of some certain facilities in the hotel accommodation, like maybe how they can operate the lifts.
Prior to the allocation of rooms, the pilgrims are issued tally cards. The idea is to entrench accountability in the process of allocating rooms to pilgrims. Equally important when distributing apartments is how men and women are lodged on the different floors of the hotels.
We want the pilgrims to understand that, lower floors are meant for female. That is floor 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe up to 6. Then the upper floors are meant for men. It can be maybe from 6 to maybe 14th floor or thereabout. We want their cooperation in this light. We don't want maybe a male pilgrim will come and say he must be given a room, within maybe a first floor.
At the hotels, some apartments take 3 persons, others 4. The grouping of pilgrims to a room is done randomly, though this has its own challenges of some pilgrims insisting to be paired with either their family members or friends.
This challenge has continued to reoccur. Each time we're accommodating pilgrims, we'll have issues that maybe a pilgrim will come and say, when we say come and get your room, he say, no, I will have to wait for my uncle, or I will have to wait for my father. We'll have to get a war room so that all of us can stay there. It has created a lot of challenge. We are calling on states, pilgrims agencies to talk to the pilgrims, let them know that we are living under, they are going to live under the same hotel, under the same environment, issue of maybe staying in the same room with a friend or a brother or whatever.
For the comfort of pilgrims, the hotels secured for them have facilities such as toilets, dining hall, water dispensers, refrigerators, television sets, lifts, as well as provisions for internet and intercom systems, and many more. Added to this, pilgrims are also informed that the rooms in some of the hotels can only be accessed with electronic cards.
It is also part of what we want the state pilgrims boards and agencies to help us to sensitize the pilgrims on the practical way of using these card keys that give you access into your hotel room. Because most of us from Nigeria now, we have never come across this system of using cards, to have access into the room. We normally know the conventional way of using keys to, have access into the rooms.
Similarly, when going out of their hotels, pilgrims are told to always drop their keys with the receptionist.
each room has a single card key. It gives access to the room, just a single card key. So whenever any of them is going out, maybe to Haram, to wherever, to a restaurant, wherever, he should or she should drop the card, with the receptionist, so that his room members, when they come back, they can also pick it from there and have access into the room.
Other measures taken by NAHCON is to have a hotel manager in each of the hotels.
The idea behind it is to make sure pilgrims get value for their money, so that they can have good quality, service offered to them. The duties of the hotel managers there are to see to the comfort of all the pilgrims that are lodged in that hotel. They are to look after their welfare, look after the cleanness of the rooms, the toilets, and they make sure that there are enough toiletries, soaps, towels provided in all the rooms.
Steps have also been taken to help pilgrims to easily trace their hotels by providing them with cards carrying the hotel addresses and phone numbers. Officials ensure that each pilgrim has this card. NAHCON is responsible for accommodation of pilgrims in Medina, while the states are in charge in Mecca under the supervision of NAHCON. Over the years, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has made it a policy to accommodate Nigerian pilgrims in Markaziyya area during their stay in Medina. Markaziyya is the area where best hotels are located in Medina and are close to the Prophet Masjid.
MashaAllah, the program is As You Answer the Call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj. Tonight, Dr. Imran Abdul Wahab takes us through a discussion on Ihram as a pillar of Hajj. Let's hear him.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك.
At the beginning of Hajj or Umrah, pilgrims are expected to stop over at designated points known as mawaqit to declare intention and assume the state of Ihram. The Ihram is one of the pillars of the Hajj and Umrah. How should pilgrims declare intention when in the state of Ihram? What are those acts pilgrims are allowed to perform or prohibited from observing? On Making the Hajj tonight, Dr. Imam Abdul Wahab answers this and other questions. He begins by discussing the place of Hajj in Islam.
Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It is not performed in one's place as such. One has to travel to a certain place. Iman, wherever you are, you have your faith. Salat, you can observe it in your house, you can have a mosque in your town. Zakat, anywhere you go, you can give it out. Some anywhere you are, but Hajj, you have to make a journey. Hajj literally means an intention. It also means to visit. But in Islam, Hajj means traveling to Mecca and Medina, especially to converge on the mountain of Arafah, or at Arafah, on the 9th of the HAJJ that very year.
To perform the Hajj or Umrah, pilgrims must be in the state of Ihram, which is a pillar of Umrah or Hajj. What then is Ihram?
Ihram, morphologically, that's a morphology. It is a noun derived from the verb haruma. When you say haruma, that's verb, you can make from where we have haram. Haram. When you say haram, something that is forbidden, that is some things will be forbidden for the person that has put on ihram, even though those are legal and lawful for him before. It's a special mood, sacred mood, that some lawful things will become illegal because of your soberness and solemn conviction and submission to the will of Allah that you are in the state. And that's when I say ihram again, it means putting on certain clothes specially meant for Hajj and or Umrah.
While preparing to assume the state of Ihram at the Miqat, pilgrims perform certain cleansing rites by taking a bath, cut or trim their nails, and shave, among others. After that, men wear the 2 white pieces of garment, and women are allowed to wear any cloth so long it conforms with Islamic rulings.
For ihram in male, it has to be 2 seamless sheets of cloth. That is cloth that will not be sewn. Most of it like towel that we have, but make sure that it's plain cloth that you are not going to sew. Use one to cover from navel downward, and the second one in order to cover the upper part of the shoulder. After you have circumambulated Kaaba, after about the 3rd or 4th time, you will now use it to pass through one of the armpits. Because don't be surprised, but that is some men, their ihram they use to cover their the top of their shoulders. They are a certain level of number of circumambulation they have made at Kaaba. Immediately after 3rd or 4th one, they now use one edge to run under to their right armpits and conclude on the left shoulder. That's for the male. For the female, they can wear trousers. That will be sewn. They wear trouser. That trouser now, it will not be too free and it will not be too tight. Very convenient for them, and they wear long gown. Then they wear their khimar. What people call hijab today is not supposed to be hijab. It's khimar. They will put it on, and they will not cover their face.
Pilgrims enter the state of ihram with the intention to perform the type of the Hajj they choose from the 3 available for Muslims. That is, Hajj Ifrad, Hajj Tamattu, and Hajj Qiran.
Put on with 3 intentions. It may be Ifrad. If it is Ifrad, that is solely for Hajj or solely for Umrah. If it is Tamattu, you put on ihram, or you put it on for Umrah. After some days, when you finish Umrah, you remove it. You now put it on for Hajj again. That's layer time you have. That's what they call it, Tamattu, from enjoyment. Now, the 3rd one is the one we combine the 2 Qiran. That is, the ihram you put on for Umrah first or Hajj, you now remove it before you perform the 2.
While in ihram, it is forbidden for men to wear socks, glove, or tie a piece of cloth to cover their head. It is also not allowed for men and women to cover their faces, among others.
Alhamdulillah, now it's time to know the winner of last week's quiz and the question for this week. Good luck.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, name the major Hajj rites women are not allowed to perform while in their monthly cycle. The correct answer is Tawaf, the circumambulation of the Kaaba. The winner is Fatima Yusuf from Edo State. She provided the answer ahead of others. Fatima Yusuf will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach her with the prize she won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's effort in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week, and the question is, name 2 things that make women different from men while in the state of ihram. Again, name 2 things that make women different from men while in the state of ihram. Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing.
Once again, good luck to you. Up next are your messages.
Ahmed Sani sent in the first message. It reads, "Congratulations to the new constituted NAHCON board. Let the fear of Allah be your guide." Adamu Ahmed sent similar message. It says, "Masha Allah, congratulations to NAHCON."
This is where we draw the curtain on today's program. See you same time, same day next week with another edition of the program. But before we go, remember that you can send your messages, comments, observations, and questions to our mobile phone number and other social media platforms. Thanks for watching.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك